So, dear participants, now we have Mr. Vishnuvardhan. He is familiar to us. He's already taken a session on the previous Wednesday. So, in continuation to that, he is going to cover some other aspects of 3D printing. However, it's a formal welcome is necessary. I wholeheartedly welcome Mr. Vishnu Sebastian for this today's session. He readily accepted to take 2 sessions on the practical aspects of 3D printing. So actually, Atal FTP in the initial stages is conducted on face-to-face mode. If that was the case, we might have visited next-gen 3D printers for the session. But due to pandemic, we are having online sessions. But if everything is happening online, we will miss the practical aspects. That's why we wanted to include the practical aspects of 3D printing. Hence, we requested Mr. Vishnuvardhan to show the practical aspects of 3D printing machines and processes and post-processing application and all. He readily accepted our invitation and to deliver the sessions. So we must thank Mr. Vishnuvardhan for these sessions. So welcome you, sir. So I request you to take over from here for the remaining session, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Hello, everyone. In the last session, we saw some of the steps in the 3D printing, like how to design a CAD file and how to download the files from the online. I already told you some online websites like Thingiverse and some Cults 3D like that. After that, making the design file, we go for the slicing. We saw some basic settings in the slicing softwares in both FDM and SLA. Now we go and we saw a little bit printing in the printer. Before going to start the print, we need to set up our printer. For that one, we need to calibrate our printer. What's the calibration means? A distance between the nozzle and the heat bed should be a small paper size. If you see this is the calibration sheet. By using this sheet, we have to calibrate the nozzle and bed. This should be the heat bed. By placing this calibration sheet on the bed, we have to adjust the distance between the nozzle and the heat bed. If the distance between the nozzle and the heat bed is thickness of this sheet, then we can start our print. Once the print is finished, if the print came good, we don't need go for another post-processing work like that. If the print doesn't came good, then only we have to go for post-processing techniques. I'll show you one piece. Is it visible to everyone? In this piece, the surface finish is too good. We don't need any post-processing work for this piece. I will show you another piece. In this one, you can see the surface is not that much good. There are full holes and the surface also porous structure. So to get this piece good, we have to go for some post-processing techniques. First, we have to apply the putty on the print. You can see in this print, you can see the putty we applied on the print. After applying putty, we're using a sandpaper and sand on the part. This one, this area. Once the sanding is finished, the part will be look like this. The putty will fill on the whole gaps on the part. Once all gaps are filled by the putty, we go for the painting process. Once all those gaps were filled, we need to go for painting. You see here, the surface is smooth. And I will show you the first one and the last one. This is the first part. After post-processing technique, the part will changes like this. These are some post-processing techniques. These post-processing techniques we will use at the time of when the part will not came good. At the time only we will use these post-processing techniques. And Another one. Yeah, I already told you in this class, in this session, which is fully practical work, we will see some of the troubles which are happening at the time of printing. The main problem happens at the time of printing was the part was warped from the bed. Mostly this problem was happened in the high temperature filaments only. Those are ABS, nylon, and carbon fiber. Some alloy materials are there. For those filaments only, this problem will happen. What's the warping means? If you see this part, the part is not on the bed. It's getting, it's warped from the bed. You can see the distance from the bed and the part. To overcome this warping, we need to apply a adhesive glue or some glue stick on the bed. We can simply use this glue stick, applying 2 or 3 layers of coating on the bed. Simply you can apply like this. We can apply like this, one layer or 2 layers of coating. And also we in the last session we saw for the high temperature filaments we need a close enclosure for the printer. Okay. Another reason of failures in the printing was the part will get weaker at the time of printing. It's not that much strong. It will get weaker. You can see this part. This is one of the part yesterday we printed. The part is so weak. You can see the layers are coming one by one. That is one of the main one of the reason of failures in the 3D printing. To overcome this problem, what we have to do is we need to adjust the nozzle temperature. Sometimes the nozzle doesn't get the exact temperature. So, is it due to error in slicing? No, sir. It's not due to error in slicing. If there is an error in slicing, means what will happen means the part the nozzle will stop at one position, or otherwise some part missing at the time of printing. Some part was missing. Like that only will happens in the slicing. This thing happens was if the nozzle doesn't reach the temperature. Mostly the nozzle the nozzle temperature was controlled by a heater and a thermistor. This is the thermistor. If there is a problem in thermistor, the nozzle doesn't get the exact temperature. So at that time, the part will print weaker. So simply we can replace the thermistor with new one, or otherwise we have to increase the nozzle temperature. Normally for ABS we give 240 as the standard temperature for nozzle temperature for ABS. At 240 it doesn't came good, means we need to increase around 5 to 10 degrees centigrade. Then we can solve this problem. And also one of the main reason the part will come like this means if the filament is not good, if it is exposure to more air, if it is moist, the filament gets moisture, means the part also will come like that. I will show you the difference between the good filament and the bad filament. You see this one of the good filament. If you bend this one, it doesn't break. This is the example for good filament. Now I will show you the fully moistened filament. You see, just I give some pressure, it broken. If the filament is like that, it is bad for printing. If we use this filament at the time of printing, we may face lot of troubles. Like the print in the middle of the printing, the part will not come, and the part will come weaker. Like some of the problems we can face at the time. Okay. Yeah. While printing in, and then one of the failure caused in the printing was at the time of printing high temperature filaments, there will be cracks will come in the middle of the print. Satish, apart. 1 minute, I will show you the cracks. If you can see in this print, there was cracks in between the part. Mostly this type of problem we can face in high temperature filaments. If it doesn't reach the temperature, the problem will arise. To simply avoid that problem, we have to maintain the nozzle temperature. That is enough to avoid that problem. Okay. Some of the reasons are there. If the print on the flow from the nozzle, it's not come at sometimes in the middle of the print, the flow is not coming from the nozzle. What is the reason for that one is the nozzle will get blocked. If we use different filaments in the same nozzle like PLA, ABS, repeatedly we are using the same filament in the same nozzle, different filaments in the same nozzle, the nozzle will get blocked. At the time, the flow is not coming from the part, from the nozzle. To avoid that one, we can change the nozzle, or otherwise we need to clean the nozzle and every time we remove the filament. You can see this is the one of the Allen key, 1 mm diameter Allen key. By using this one, we have to clean our nozzle. Every time removing the filament from the nozzle, we simply push the Allen key to the nozzle. Like that, we clean the nozzle. And another reason the flow is not coming from the nozzle means if the filament from the spool is not that much free, if there is any unwinding in the spool, at that time also the flow will not come. You can see in this spool, the bonding, the rolling is not correct. This one. If the filament is like this, we can face that problem. The flow is not coming from the nozzle. And mostly these are the main problems we can face at the time of printing. And some of the problems are also there. Those problems are from printer side, mechanical side. To avoid those problems, we have to check the printer weekly once or twice a week. Like that, we can avoid those problems. The problems occurred in the printer was mostly the thermistor, or otherwise we can use some limit switches to tell the nozzle and bed there's the home axis like X, Y, Z. For every axis, we have a one limit switch is there to tell those axes for the home position. If those limit switches is not working properly, the nozzle or the bed, it moves over those home position. It may cause damage to the nozzle or the bed. And sometimes the glass bed will broken because it passes through the home position and hits the nozzle. At that time, the glass bed will broken. And another reason in the printer failures was there will be we're using gears, bearings in the printer. If those gears, bearings will get rust means we will face those problems. One of the problems faced by those was the part was shifted. What's the shifting means? If the bearing or gears were rusted, the flow of the movement of the nozzle is not that much good. It changes its home position from around 1 to 2 mm. If you see in this part, actually this is the place where the part should be printed, but this part was shifted. The nozzle will shift from 1 mm to 2 mm from forward. So that's why the part was printed 1 mm away from this part. Mostly this problem was occurred due to the if any bearing or the belt drives which we are using in the printer, if the belt drives loose means that problem will occur. If the bearings will get rust, at that time only we will face that part shifting. To avoid that one, we can weekly once or twice a week we can check the printer if all the bearings and belt drives are in good position or not. Making those things we can avoid that problem. Yeah, and another problem. Till now, we saw the problems which we are faced in FDM printing. These are the common problems which we will face at the time of printing. Now we saw some of the problems we can face at the time of SLA. When compared to FDM printing, in SLA we didn't get that much problems. The problem it will mostly, if there is any power fluctuation will happens at the time of printing, the part will stops in the middle of the print. We didn't get the full part, it stops in the middle of the print. Mostly that is the main reason of failure happening in the SLA 3D printer. Other than that, we didn't get any problems or any failure. We didn't, mostly 99% we didn't get any failures in the SLA printing. That's why mostly they are using SLA printer, because we didn't get more failures. And so cleaning SLA printing also. Yeah. Yesterday we saw giving supports to the SLA part. You can see this is the support material. On this support material, the part was printed. If this is the part, the support material is like this, and the part is printed on like this. On the top of the support, the part will printed. We can simply use this kind of cutters. We can remove the supports from the part by simply cut those supports. Like that, we can remove the supports from the part. Once we remove the supports from the part, same what we did in the FDM, by using a sandpaper, we have to sand at the area where we cut the support, because there will be a dot will form on the part. So to clean that dot, we have to use a sandpaper with less grit. In sandpaper, we are using for SLA 600 grit and 1000 grit sandpapers. Yeah. Before sanding, we have to clean the SLA part in IP solution, because this part is printing inside a resin tank. So the full surface of the part is filled with resin. So we have to clean the part in IP solution. After cleaning, we have to place this. We have to place the SLA printed part in a curing chamber. In curing chamber, what it takes means it makes the part more stronger, and also it increases the properties of the strength, and also it gives some shining surface. For those purpose, we are going for curing purpose. Once the curing was finished, we can go for sanding. And if customer wants any color on this print, if he don't want this clear structure, he want any green color, white color, we can go for the painting. And some of the now we see one of the application where we are using this SLA in medical field. Mostly nowadays we are using this SLA printing in making dentures. Dentures means they are replacing the metal braces with these aligners. I will show you that. If you can see that this is one of the patient's denture model. First we scan the patient's denture model, and after that we sliced this one in a slicing software and gave this file to a printer, and this is the final output from of that patient's denture model. Once it was finished, we go for further processing to making the aligners. I will show you one video how the aligners were made. 1 minute. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. In this video, we can see how the dentures were made.
Okay, so this is making retainers at Mining Dental, the Essex retainers. This is a model that I've taken and poured from an alginate impression. First of all, trim the base a little bit. Let's get rid of some of this excess material. Got to be careful not to cut the teeth. Okay, so that's pretty good. I just run around and make sure that there are not many bubbles in the gingival margin with a Lacron carver. Like this, I've already done this one a little bit. There's still a few bubbles there. I'll just turn this machine off so there's not so much noise in the background. Okay, this is actually a staff training video, but anybody watching this on YouTube, you're welcome to keep watching. You might find it interesting. A little bit more trimming to do just there. Sometimes I would just use a plaster trimming tool just to get rid of excess. Okay, so that's ready to go. So we come over here, and this is our Ministar machine.
That is the vacuum printer. On this printer, we can make the aligners.
Down on that section, we're using Zenduro blanks, and we select 35 seconds of heating cycle. Here's the Zenduro blank. They come individually packed. So you've got to open these up, but don't open them up too early. Open them up as you need them, because they do absorb moisture and can go bubbly. So here's a little one of those gel packs inside to take the moisture away. So we undo that locking rim. We pop this down. I use the matte side facing up, and we swing the heating element across. Now, as you can see, the machine starts to count down, and it goes through this counting down process until it gets to 35, and then once that's a little while, so we're not going to wait here this entire time. I've already prepared another one. Comes out of the machine like this. So once it comes out like that, we remove it from the machine and we take it across to our trimming station. So you can hear the machine is now beeping. It's giving us a 5-second warning. So we close it like that. And then we come over here. So once that comes out of the machine, we come to this stage of trimming. And basically, turn that up a little bit. I use this flat hand first, and I trim just below crown level, gingival level, all the way around. Now, if you're watching at home, don't try and do this without some experience, because it's very dangerous. Do wear eye protection. Basically, it's a little hot. Get your material to pick up on your eyes. Okay, I thought that I heard the beeping. I'll take you over there. I'll show you what it looks like. Finish the cooling cycle, so it's pretty simple. You just open it up like that. And there we have a nice suck down. These pressure forming machines are really good. So we'll just finish off with this one here. So I've trimmed that almost all the way around now. Make sure it's all cut nicely. Next thing I do is I take the blank off. Sometimes they're a little bit difficult. And then what I do, cut this excess material away, so it comes away quite nicely. And then you just peel it off, like so. The teeth usually break. Okay, so that's pretty good. I use these little rubber cups from Burke Dental, rubber polishing brushes. They work really well, or mops they are, sorry. They work very well. This one's this one's been used a bit. They're an abrasive, and what they do is they take off little bits here. That's the edges of the tray. Smooth so that you don't feel this little lumpy bit. So that fits your teeth. Done with the tongue. So once that's done, I normally just go around with my finger, like so. There we are, see? Not that straight away. Go around with my finger and make sure it's all nice and smooth, which it is. And then we give that a rinse. And we stick it in one of these containers. Now I'm a pretty traditional bloke, so blue boys. There you go. This belongs to a young man. There it goes, and it's ready to go. That's the end of our Essex retainer.
Like that way, the aligners were made. I will show you the aligner also. This is the aligner. It's looking like just a mouth guard, like it's looking like. Replacing the metal braces, we are using these aligners. It is simple. It is very easy to use and also comfortable when compared to the metal braces. While placing those metal braces, we can't eat non-veg items, and at the time of brush our teeth also, it is very difficult to us. But while using this one, we can simply remove this, and we can eat anything. And again, we do brush. Simply put as a mouth set like that only, like a tooth set like that. This one. Nowadays in SLA, this is trend. In most persons are using this one only. Yeah. After cutting it, we will look like this. We need to trim all these things, and we have to buffer the edges. Then only it will be look good. And another advancement in 3D printing was that is bioprinting. That is still in research level. What's the bioprinting means? Printing the human organs by using our tissues, stem cells. By using those things, they are printing human organs. What is the need for printing human organs was at the time of organ transplantation, we don't wait for the donor. We can use our own stem cells, we can make the part. I will show you one of the video how the bio 3D printing was working. Printing advance.
back to Amigo by Zoom.
Sure.
Here's how to get started. Fill up a short form to sign up.
In this video, we can see how the bioprinting will takes place. Like that way, the Bio 3D printing works. How the Bio 3D printer work. This Bio 3D printing was still in the research level, but in 2019, one scientist from Israel, he 3D printed a heart. If you can go through the internet, we can find a lot of things about this bioprinting. Okay. Yes. Also, we can discuss some of the applications where this 3D printing was using in biomedical field or automobile field. Irrespective of any field, we can use this 3D printing. In biomedical field, mostly they are using the prosthetics, and yeah, mostly prosthetics are printed in 3D printer like FDM or SLS. FDM is wide based one. Just now in last session, and now we have discussed the FDM 3D printer. SLA is the one of the advanced technology in 3D printing. In that technology, the raw material was photopolymer powders. On that powders, a laser will pass on through the powder, and the part will made. That when compared to FDM and SLS, the SLS parts are more stronger than the FDM. By using that SLS, we can simply print our prosthetics, all those things. While coming in SLA, we can make our dentures, like those things we can print. When go to from automobile side, we can simply print the functional parts like seat belts, like gear assemblies, pistons, all those things we can print using this 3D printing. In that automobile, we can print like functional parts only, we can directly print. Some of the applications in fashion designing also, they are using the 3D printer. They are printing the full entire dress by using a 3D printer, because in 3D printer we didn't have any design considerations. We can print the model, whatever, if the design is whatever it is, we can get the output. So that's why mostly in every field they are using this 3D printer. In architecture also they are building some miniatures, house models, like those things they are printing in architecture field. And some of the applications where we are using was mostly those are the things in medical field and automobile side, fashion designing. And one of the main thing where we are using the SLA printing in applications was jewelry. In jewelry, we can make the mold pieces in SLA with accurate design. Mostly, they are using the SLA 3D printer. In mostly, they are using the jewelry. In jewelry field, we can use this SLA 3D printer. Simply, we can pour that molten metal on the SLA model. We can get the exact design of that jewelry part. Mostly these are the applications where we are using in the 3D printing. These are basic applications like automobile, medical field, jewelry, architecture, and some in fashion designing. And also some of the advancements in 3D printing was recently some of the research was going on the foot printing also. We already done some foot printers. On that foot printers, we can make the food like a we can make the chocolate cakes, and some jam bread pizzas also like that. Only we can make the foot printer. That foot printing is still in research level. There is one of the advancement in 3D printing. And another applications was mostly those are the major applications where we are using the 3D printer. And anything else? Yeah. If anyone have any doubts based on application side, or any in the last session where any doubts in the last session like slicing, if anyone want to see the real-time printing, anyone have any doubts? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Okay, sir. Foot printing is really possible. Yes, sir, it is possible, but not like what we did in FDM. It's not like that. We can't get the full product, full design, like a small, like a bread size, and a small, like a two to three layers of printing like that. Only we can print, because in the foot printer we are mostly using the liquid type only, jam and some peanut butter. Those things only we use it in that foot printer. Also, we can use a chocolate syrup also. By using that chocolate syrup also, we can print in a food printer. Like a small cookies, cupcakes, like that we can. Okay. Any doubt in the slicing software which we discussed in the last session? Or anyone wants to see the real-time printing? If filament is not wound properly, it could lead to cracks in the product. So how to avoid it? Do we have to wind the filament ourselves? As if the filament is unwinded, means we have to wind the filament properly, or otherwise we can cut the filament on where it was unwinding or not wounded correctly. Sorry. Okay. To avoid those cracks also, we can go for in post processing. In post processing, we can apply epoxy or araldite. By using those things, we can cover the cracks, and after that we go for the steps already we discussed in that post processing. What I show you, while applying putty and we need to sand those area, and again we have to spray on that one. By doing those things, we can make the crack good. We can avoid those cracks in post processing. We can cover those cracks in the post processing. To begin with, for students, tinkering lab or Tinkercad software are you telling? What models do you suggest for printing? If you go through on online websites, we can find lot of designs. For students means first we have to start with the cube model. While printing the cube only, we can know it's the flow is coming good or not. Because in the while printing a cube, the nozzle will move from the all directions. It will move from X, Y, Z. So at that time only we can easily identify if the print is coming good or not. For students means what students are those? Are engineering students or school students? Okay, school students. Then we can print some like action figures, miniature models. Like that we can, because while printing those kind of miniature models, the students will get interest. In online we can easily find those kind of miniature models, like we can find Superman, Spider-Man designs in the online. And also for students means there is a one thing in 3D printing, like a 3D pen. So the working is same as a 3D printer, but in the 3D pen what it is, it's same as like our pen. We can simply draw on the paper. If you saw on this cube, by using the 3D pen, I draw some patterns on the cube. For school students, I think this one is very interesting for those things, because they draw the parts with their hand. They will get more interest. Okay. Anything else? Is it heating mechanism? It's the same. The 3D printing working is same as a 3D printer. But what's the difference means, it doesn't need any slicing software, any like any CAD design. We don't need any CAD design. We can simply use that 3D pen as like how we are using the pen, like drawing, writing, how we are using. Like that only we can use the 3D pen. Inside the pen, we have a nozzle and the hot end extruder, and also some gears also will there. Like how we have this kind of gears. In between these two gears, the filament will go through the nozzle. Like that small setup will be there in the 3D pen. I think I don't have those models now. Otherwise, I will show you one video how the 3D pen will works. This material by
Cars 24 இல் வாங்கறதுக்கு முன்னாடி பாருங்க கார்ஸோட 360 degree view. Cars 24
bio-friendly materials. Some of the filaments are there, sir, like biodegradable filaments also are there, but mostly the PLA, ABS, those are not the biodegradable filaments. For that filaments, we have some PEEK. Those filaments are the biodegradable filaments.
a whole new world of cars.
PEEK is one of the biodegradable filaments, sir. PEEK, PEEK. Now I will show you one video how the 3D pen will work. That is a 3D pen. Mostly we are using in 3D pen PLA filament only, because the 3D pen will, the temperature for the limit for the temperature is 220 degrees only. So that's why you are using the PLA filament only in 3D pen. That is adjusting the flow of the filament. The same way how the flow is coming from the nozzle in 3D printer, like that only we can in the 3D pen. How to increase? Okay. How to increase strength between layers of 3D printed material? Just by maintaining the constant temperature of the filament, we can make the part more strength between the layers. We can make the bonding between the two layers. If the temperature is not that much enough, the bonding between the layers is too weak. You can see in this part, actually this is a nylon material. For this I use 240 degrees centigrade as that is the mostly used temperature. But at that temperature also I didn't get the bonding between the layers. You can see how the part was removing. So after that I increased the temperature from 240 to 245. Then I will get the good product. Just maintaining the good temperature, we can get the strength between the layers. And also while printing on the 3D printer, based on the filament also, we have to choose on which printer we are printing. Some filaments are there. Some filaments are like flexible filament. This is also one of the filament. You can see this has like a rubber. This is one of the flexible filament, rubber filament. For this filament, there is a special we have to in the slicing software, we need to slice different from the other. Post heat requirement is heat required. Yes, if you feel the layers, the strength between the layers is too weak, we can go for the post heat requirement. While printing in the TPU, the print speed for the TPU filament is 10 mm per second. Normally, I am using this for PLA, ABS. Normally, the print speed I am using was 36 mm per second. we have to print that rubber material with low speed. Then only the print will come. What will happen if we print this rubber material means at the time of the filament going between these two gears, if the gear rotates speed, the filament will twist it here only. It will twist it like this, and we didn't get the print. So that's why we need to print the rubber material at low speed only. But the melting temperature is same as the PLA. At 220 degrees only we can get the print. I think in the last session there is a doubt raised. Can we print multiple models at a time on the bed? Yes, we can. If you see this, there are a lot of models out there. I printed all these models at a time on the bed. Not only same design. If I have different designs also, we can print those two designs at a time in the bed. Okay. Mostly, I think I covered all the problems for what we will face at the time of printing in FDM and SLA. Mostly in SLA we didn't face that much problems. In FDM only we will face lot of problems. Any other doubts you guys have in FDM or SLA, or else in slicing software? Where you have to see how the printing will works. Already some printers are going on my backside. I will show you the real-time printing also, how it's going. Anyone, any doubt?
Dear participants, kindly ask if you have any queries. Our expert is waiting.
Still, we have, I think, half an hour class. We have half an hour session. We can clear the queries what you guys have. If anyone want to see the printing also, I will show you. When a solid natural bone can get fluctuated, how much of life do these 3D bio models have in real life? In 3D materials also, there are two models are there, sir. One is biocompactable and another one is biodegradable. In biocompactable, what it will do, in biocompactable, we use some titanium alloy materials that replaces the part with that titanium alloy. It will give more life, like long life only we have by using those things. In biodegradable, what it has means it will mix with our bone tissues like that. Segar sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Can I log in with another account, sir? I will
Yes,
show
sir.
you how the printer will works.
Okay, sir. We will admit.
Okay. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay, sir. I will show you one of the real time printing. If you can see this printing is going on from the yesterday. It's around 20 hours. Still 20 hours. It's going on. Within 3 to 4 hours, the print will get finished. This is the ABS material. I already told you while printing in the high temperature materials, we will get some cracks or otherwise the warping will happen. To avoid those warping, all those things, we apply glue stick on the bed. You can see around the part, there was a white shade will be there. That shade was the glue stick which I applied. And you can see there is a glass enclosure on the top of the printer to avoid those cracks, all those things. For those things, I put an enclosure and I applied a glue stick to avoid the warping and the cracks. This is the ABS printing. And another one also going there. I will show you that is PLA. In this printer, the PLA is going on, the PLA print is going on. For PLA, we don't need any closed enclosure. That's why the top of the printer is in open. Yeah. It's going on from the last one day. If you can see here, the printing time is 23 hours 14 minutes. From the last 23 hours, the print is going on. So we can print around 2 to 3 days jobs also in 3D printer. And these are the different kinds of 3D printers what we are using here. Every printer's working is same, but what's the difference between from one printer to another printer is that the bed size, the size of the printer. If you can see this printer will print both ABS, every material it will print, but the size is different. If you can see this is the heat bed where the part will print, and this is the nozzle setup. This heat bed size was 30 centimeters, and the height of the printer is 45 centimeters. Like the same way, this printer also. In this printer also we can print all the filaments, but this is 20-20. Height is 20 and 20. This is the glass of that bed. Yeah. The difference between from one printer to another printer is mostly the size of the printer. And some printers are there; those are desktop printers. In those printers, we can print only PLA filament only, because desktop printers can't afford that much temperature. They don't have any heat bed. If you saw in this printer, we don't have any heat bed. Instead of heat bed, we have a adhesive sheet. It will grips the part more strong. In this printer, we can print only PLA based filaments. Like that's the melting temperature of the filament will be 220. Those filaments only we can print on this printer. Also, we can print in SLA small object also. You can see this is one of the object which we printed in SLA. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, sir, visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. And you can see inside the project there are some threads also will be there. You can get that much accuracy in SLA printing. Sorry. Let's see. That's how the printing will work. It will takes on like that only the 3D printer will works. Any other doubts? Can you want to have a look on some slicing software which we discussed in the last session? Any doubts in the slicing software? While doing its yes, while working on the printer only we can raise the doubts. We can get the small lot of problems. Then only we can understand. While working on it only. In some cases, while experience only we can understand what's the reason for these problems like that. I told you some of the basic problems why the print will gets failed. There are some more problems also will there. Those problems will occur when the printer will continuously run from 3 to 4 days. Some prints also will come. Those prints are will be looking more bigger or there. The printer will continuously prints around 3 to 4 days. At that time, mostly what the problem will comes means the thermistor in the nozzle will damage, or otherwise there are some gears or bearings which we use it in the printer. Those will get rust. Those things will happen. We can contact them. So you can contact us, sir. How can you use 3D printing for commercials? Commercials means already this 3D printing was used in gift materials also. If you go aside from gift properties, they are using this 3D printing and makes our miniature models. In SLS, they are doing our miniature models by using this 3D printer. And also in normal FDM printer, we can make some models. Yeah, I will show you one of the model which we printed. You can see this is one of the Batman model. In commercials, we can print our if you are from architecture side, we can print our architecture model like that. By using that model, we can make the advertisement proper like that. We can do. Can we add colors to the word? Yes, sir, we can add the colors. I already show you in the previous part. In this part, this is the original part came from the printer. Actually, it doesn't came good. You can see the porous structure on the part. At the end of the printing, at the end of the post-processing work, this is the final part. I painted the black part with blue color. You can see the surface of those two parts before and after post-processing. We can add any color, our wish. We can add any color. What paint should we buy? Any paint spray, sir. Like a paint can, like this kind of paint cans. While painting on this kind of paint spray cans only, it will be good. If we do paint on our hand, means the finishing is not that much good. In some areas it will be more, in some areas it will not that much good. So better we go for the paint spray cans. Actually, we are using the just spray paint cans. Just spray. Spray acrylic paints. Anything, any paint can say it's not a problem. This 3D printing, irrespective of field, we can use this 3D printing. In any field, we can use the 3D printing. Like I already told you, in medical field, we can use, in automobile sector, in schools also. I think they are implementing small 3D printing labs to make awareness in the students in schools. In architecture also, yeah. I think in Dubai, they build an entire house using a 3D printer. That 3D printer was looking like so big. We can make our houses also by using this 3D printer. Actually, NASA conducted a program on a contest on this 3D architecture 3D printing. In those things, the raw material for the 3D printer was they used some concrete mixture. There's a raw material for that 3D printer. If you want to see, I will show you one video how the 3D printing was done in architecture. 3D printing. Yeah. Not only in Dubai, I think in Chennai IIT Research Park also, one startup company, they printed a 3D printed house within 2 days. That is 2-story building. Yeah. You can see in this video how the 3D printing house will work.
Sorry, bhaiya.
3D printers can print 2-story buildings now. What's next? Windmills? Swimming pools? What's that? Windmills and swimming pools are what's next? Belgian company CampC recently finished construction on its first 3D printed 2-story house. The 2-story house was printed by a machine called the BOD2 from a company called Cobod, which is short for Construction of Buildings on Demand.
It's a little bit like the little 3D plastic printers. They enlarge it and they feed it with concrete, and then you have a big concrete 3D printer.
The house was built in just 15 days of print time, but those 15 days were spread out over several months in order to accommodate the school schedules of the students working on the project.
We bought our printer in Denmark, so they shipped it, and then with a huge crane, they constructed it again at our site.
The structure of the house was printed in one piece by the BOD2, and while the printing process is fully autonomous, humans are still needed to set up, monitor, and assist the BOD2.
There was some human labor. You needed sometimes to put in some bars for distancing between two walls. In the beginning of your day, in the process, you need to see if your mortar is, the consistency is okay. And in the end, of course, you need to clean your printer, of course. There is one man behind the computer. He can see and he can also follow the process by some cameras, which are really on the printer. When the printer is running, it's only one person onto the computer, and that's all.
For now, this 2-story house remains on display in Belgium alongside the BOD2 printer that birthed it for visitors to stop by and marvel at. But CampC also told us that they're planning to turn it into an office space for people to rent out, or perhaps a place for people to live. This 2-story home joins other exciting firsts in the field of 3D printed construction, including the world's first 3D printed community, currently being built in a seismic zone in Mexico, and the world's largest 3D printed building, which was completed last year in Dubai. These innovations in 3D printing have the potential to make construction more sustainable and make housing more affordable. But why limit ourselves to just houses and buildings? Surely this technology could have other applications.
One of our partners, they are busy making a swimming pool infrastructure, and there they are using as well 3D printed wall structures. It's very cool to see that they are applying already that method in their facility.
Cobod, the company that makes the BOD 2 printer, has also partnered with GE Renewable Energy to 3D print bases for windmills. GE says the ability to 3D print concrete windmill bases on location will facilitate the construction of taller wind turbines. Taller turbines are important because they allow the windmill to have longer blades and access to stronger winds higher off the ground. What sort of 3D printed structures?
Like that way, the 3D printer will print the houses on like that way. We can build the houses within a few days. Now, if we go for the traditional method, it will take around 6 months, like 4 months like that. But if we go with this 3D printer, it will take around 15 days to 20 days. We can build our house. This is also one of the advancements in 3D printing. Also, still this 3D printing in on houses, this is still in research level. They are doing a lot of research from on this thing. Actually, NASA planning a mission to build a house on the Mars. So that's why they are doing research on this 3D printing by printing houses like that. I think in future there is a 4D printing also. It's there, but that is not in that is not in the process. Still, that was in research level. What in 4D printing was, after the print was completed, based on the heat, the part will changes its shape. There is a 4D printing. 4D printing. The video, I will show you this video how the 4D printing will take place. Actually, that Eiffel Tower was made by the 4D printing material. While applying heat, it recovers its original shape. it uses temperature as the input, and by using that temperature, it changes its shape. You can see how it's changing its shape. That is one of the advancements in 3D printing. There's a 4D printing technology. I think already we covered what are the advancements in this 3D printing. Like one is the foot printer, and one is 4D printing, and how they are using 3D printer to build houses. Like that they are doing. Those are the advancements. And also we saw a video on the bioprinting also, how the organs will printed by using a 3D printer. Okay, these are the advancements in this. These are the future in 3D printing. Any other doubts anyone have in from this session? Because I think this is the last session we have.
Participants, if you have any query, you can raise it to the Mr. Vishnu. He is ready to clarify your doubts. If you have any query, please raise. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Since you have shown the practically all the things, hope there will be less queries or clarifications. Yes, you have explained it in detail, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir.
And participants, if you have any query, you can unmute your mic and ask. Otherwise, we can wind up the session. If you have any query, kindly raise your questions.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you for giving me opportunity, sir.
Thank you, sir. Vishnu, sir. Thank you, sir. You are very much kind enough to accept our invitation to deliver 2 sessions, and that is also a crucial practical-oriented sessions from showing all the processes and components from our industry. You are convey our thanks to your Rose Reddy sir and other team from NextGen 3D printers. Thank you very much, sir. Indeed, it's a very wonderful session with a lot of information, with a practical oriented approach and on live demonstration and all. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the session. On behalf of the Polytechnic and Mechanical Department, and on behalf of the participants and my own behalf, our hearty thanks to you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir,
Thanks.
for giving me this opportunity and be a part of your workshop. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, sir. Welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, dear